What's up, guys? Today I've got something special. This is Muck's BL challenge. So the challenge is to get three, four BL Pokemon to 1800 or three to 1900. Well, it's either three or four, but I guess we'll see now. So here you see the first two barely used. It's Jinx and it's Dragonite. So these are mons that are in OU, but they're not good enough to be used all the time. So the challenge is to get them all up to 1800. And now we're looking at the final game, and that's the game in which it actually reaches 1800. So we've got here Jinx, Dragonite, Kingdra. And as you can see, it's doing quite a bit of damage. Like this Swampert is low, this Skarmory is low, the Tyranitar is low. But it looks like HCLAT, that's who's playing now, got a bit lucky because his opponent's only 1755 and he's almost at 1800. So I'm sure he's very happy to see that at that moment. Three of the replays we're going to look at are HCLATs. And one is Johnald's, who also won the challenge for 1800. And I have to assume this is the fourth BL Lunatone. And usually it does a Gnosis or like a Calm Mind Pass or something. But right now it's just getting paralyzed. Yeah, there's the Calm Mind. And Jirachi Wishes here, which I don't know if it has. Yeah. Like, that's a. Like, this Skarmory does not want to see this Dragonite boosted, so possibly it was a mistake to. Yeah. To wish on the Jirachi. Possibly he didn't know what Lunatone does. It's not a common mon that you would expect it at this level. But he's so far behind, possibly he's just trying to play it out and not minding much. Gengar faster than Dragonite, of course. I want to say it's faster than Jinx as well, but Jinx is going to want to trade down. And Gengar won't allow it, he'll just explode and trade. But it's 3 for 2. HCLAT's happy just trading down. 3 for 3, but with the Kingdra here, presumably faster, it is going to get quite a bit of damage in. Expects the switch to Celebi, so that's really nice. It's going to be able to get some Lunatone Calm Minding off. And just another Baton Pass onto the Kingdra. I don't know what the T-Tar is going to do here, just a Roar. I've seen this one before. It's goes on like this for a little bit. So I'm going to skip a couple of turns. Yeah, not much going on. HCLAT is just trying to get an Ice Beam Freeze because the Kingdra isn't going to kill the T-Tar. The Lunatone cannot pass. But here you have it, it's a freeze. So now I can finally get a Rain off, which you couldn't do in front of the T-Tar or any of the other mons for that matter. And is just going to start surfing, I suppose. Gets quite lucky with a bunch of freezes. I'll spoil it a little bit so the freezes continue. And there's the first surf on T-Tar, so very important because this enables HCLAT to get it all the way down. One more chance for Jirachi to unfreeze, but it doesn't. It's just going to Calm Mind up with Lunatone. It's just going to enjoy these freezes, and this game means a lot for HCLAT and not so much for the top here, so You can't help but be happy for all these freezes, because they definitely enable HCLATs to take home the promised cash prize. Turns out there wasn't one. It hasn't been paid. Um, but it's definitely a very clouty achievement, and I'm sure everyone's going to enjoy HCLAT's BL teams, because who doesn't like to see some BLs? Kingdra extremely boosted. It's just going to get the rain dance off. And the focus punch does not break. I'm not sure why you'd think it would break, but that does make that Kingdra can keep surfing here. I don't know. I think it looks pretty over to me. Like, Charizard's possibly just stalling for the end here. Or maybe he just wants to see what it can do against this Kingdra. Just dares to get another focus punch. Breaks this up this time. Treachery is relatively healthy, but this rain is here to stay. Without a T-Tar. Gets the body slam, but it doesn't do too much. Doesn't get a para. And that's the end of the game with a forfeit. So, quite lucky. Earlier I mentioned that 1700 is a bit low, but I suppose it is quite close to 1800. But at this rating, every point counts. You have to fight for every point. So if we go back through the end game, like, we see, like, massive freeze chains. I feel like we've gone over this, so we can just go to the top. This Skarmory got quite a nice Calm Mind from Jinx, who has Calm Mind. So that's a really nice tech. It allowed for a lot of damage in Skarmory. And you remember the wish that had to go to Skarmory because it was so low. That enabled Dragonite to get the boosted Fire Blast onto the Skarm, killing it. And it was just downhill from there. Because you might notice that HCLAT's team here, it does not have a spinner. It does not have much flyers. So Skarmory not being able to get a spike up, really, really big. And teams are in the description, by the way. Let's go on to the next one. It starts off pretty normal. But here's your Steelix. There's your BL. Suppose this game we'll get to know if it's 3 or 4 BLs. Just tries to get a Leech Seed. Steelix doesn't have that much HP, I don't think, but it doesn't really matter here. Here's Milk Tank, just as a special wall, like just to get Zapdos out of there. Yeah, I can just recover here. I don't know if it wants to. Well, it's Zapdos. It's just going to go out to Celebi. Milk Tank is just going to heal up. So it looks like it's a bit of a slower team here. Thunder Waving the Celebi won't get you that much, of course, except maybe get a switch out. But it is a Calm Mind. And this Vaporeon has Haze, so I assume that's why he brought it. Or at the very least, why it's not bad that he brought it in. Though if Celebi had a Grass move, well, I suppose it doesn't with Leech Seed, Calm Mind, and Baton Pass. So 3 BLs revealed. Steelix is just going to keep on roaring. I don't think this Duck Trio is going to do much against the Steelix Earthquake. So, or even just a roar. This is actually the second team that HCLAT gets to 1800. That's quite exciting. Like, I've given people advice on teams before with Celix, and I'm like, just get it out of there. Like, it doesn't do anything, but apparently it can do quite a lot. Jirachi's coal mining up. Game's getting a little bit slow, so yeah, it's just the haze again. But I don't see this Vaporeon doing much against these Thunderbolts. And just switches out again. I'm going to skip a couple turns here. It's going a little bit slow. Yeah, the Steelix against his Zapdos matchup isn't the most exciting. Yeah, just a bunch of switching. 6v6. Raikou is in, he's call mining. Celebi is call mining. Possibly now something's happening. Another call mined. Yes, are we going all the way up? Definitely looks like it. Celebi passes it to Kingdra. And HCLAT gets the Thunderbolt on just the right turn. Or no. No, it just does it now. Kingdra rain dances, but it looks like it's too little too late. Like, this Raikou is just going to be able to go ham. And you can see the skill needed to maneuver such a team, because it's so bulky. And then the only win condition, like the only real damage win condition except for spikes, is Raikou. So just try to get it in there. It's really hard. But perfect for someone like HCLAT, who's just extremely good, plays in tournaments. Gets high ratings. Sacks the Zap. And this Raikou can stay so healthy without sand. Just continues to heal with leftovers, gets lots of subs up. Here's the Doug just trying to get rid of the substitutes. But with that, the Doug is going to be gone. Just an HP Ice from Raikou. For the ground types. It looks like this is the game. Like, we can watch Raikou go ham just for fun, but even the Leaf Blade doesn't do anything against the almost fully boosted Mon. And with that, he actually gets to 1900. That was the second challenge. If you get to 1900, you also get a nice cash prize. Get to 1800, get to 1900. Both prizes together are about $200, a little bit more, but of course it wasn't paid in the end. As for analysis, like, you could see the start of the game, just really slow, just trying to get some spike damage. And then at some point, like, he just tries to stop the opponent from setting out with a Haze Vaporeon. But this is all just so that he can end up with spike very late. But also just with the Raikou. So the Fortress dies on the Zap. Zap survives. Raikou comes in. So he gets a sub on the baton pass on the switch into Celebi. And from here, like, what's Celebi going to do? It's not like it can break sub super easy, especially not against Calm Mind Raikou. It just tries to Calm Mind up with it. And like, you have to wonder, like, was this ever going to work? Because he just wants to baton pass into Kingdra, but Raikou is just poison to Kingdra. Like, I don't know if he had a better mon to get into, like maybe like Jirachi or something, but Kingdra definitely didn't seem like the play there. And letting Raikou, I suppose he had no way to get it out otherwise, but it's either a very tough spot to be in for the top, or that was a misplay, but I don't know. To two more games, but the last one is a bit of a meme. So I'm gonna go through like really quick. Here's the last team that made it to 1800. With the focus punch from the T-Tar and the Reg still starting. Doesn't take too much from the focus punch due to its insane defensive stats. And finally gets its Thunder Wave off like it wanted to do in the first on the first turn. So he's just trying to pass its stuff somewhere. It's a Charizard, which looks quite threatening. HCLAT is going to have to move out into the nose pass, which I promise you, you've never seen it before. I've never seen it before. But I haven't seen. Yeah, it doesn't do anything. I saw it in another game, and it toxic. So maybe that's just the whole thing, like just a little, like a cute little toxic mon like utility. I don't know. It definitely didn't do too much in this game. But Snorlax looks like it's definitely a good way to get Snorlax in against Charizard, and it's boosting up here. Ooh, and there was an explosion into Registeel, which I didn't see it doing too much with Charizard on the other side, so possibly a good trade getting the Metagross for that Registeel. I don't know what he has in the back. But Snorlax also seems to be the answer for the T-Tar. Or no, it's just a Claydol. But it doesn't look like there's spikes on the other side, so very happy to trade Claydol for T-Tar if the other wants that. Just gets a tiny Earthquake off. And there's the Houndoom, so that Celebi is exactly what you want to see. I don't know why he didn't get it in earlier. I assume he's just going to pursue here, but it doesn't even do anything. With the Baton Pass, it just allows it to get out. So I assume that's why I didn't choose Houndoom before. It's just going to whisk the T-Tar. Seems very reasonable. For a half health Houndoom that isn't going to be doing that much this turn. Like, I'm not expecting a Gengar on the other team without spikes. A missed Fire Blast on the Ludicolo allows for a Rain Dance. I don't see T-Tar doing too much here. Yeah, it just gets out. Wants to set Sand later. And the Rain is definitely going to help Snorlax as well. And that's the last bit of Tyranitar just into the Surf. I don't know why he switched into that. Let me see. From Celebi, Surf is going to kill it, I assume. Switches again, so I don't know why he went into Celebi. Maybe just expecting Ludicolo not to Surf again. But he definitely does. Just gets to stand up one more time. It's 4-on-4. This Fire Blast hits. But just another Rain Dance is going to make Ludicolo crazy fast. And just gets to Surf into Celebi. Jolteon does doesn't outspeed, but presumably gets the kill here. Doesn't even get the kill, so the game is over. Ludicolo is going to get one Surf after the other. One more turn of Rain. Gonna get a decent chunk off the Swampert. With only a Leech Seed. Possibly just trying to heal up Snorlax. And force Swampert out. Maybe just going to Curse here. But expects the Focus Punch. Body Slams. And this is just looking really good for HCLAT. Like, I mean, we know where he's going to win, but it also does look very nice. No Paras. Fire Blast isn't going to be doing too much into Snorlax. And just Body Slams to finish the game. Really nice game from HCLAT. There wasn't as much luck in this one as the one with all the freezes. and I can just slowly finish this one off. Finally gets a para, body slams a couple more times, and that's it. Well, very enjoyable game. I hate to see the nose pads die like this. I would like to see it do a bit more. But this Ludicolo endgame was just beautiful. Just getting to stand up, just living that. The last one. The game started like it was quite equal. Well, I guess this nose pass was the first, like kind of like a loss for HCLAT. But booming into the Registeel with this Metagross that could have been very useful against Ludicolo, against Snorlax. Like it just felt a bit wrong. Brought Claydol into a spikeless team, so that always hurts a little bit. And at this point, like it does look down for HCLAT. So I'm just looking to see where it's. Well, yeah, with this burn, like its Tyranitar isn't going to do much, but what's more, it's going to allow Ludicolo to set up on it. Misses the Fire Blast, which was absolutely crucial, because you remember that little bit of health that it needed to survive one of the hits in the end game. Yeah, there you go. And Ludicolo sets up, survives this Fire Blast, gets up the rain again, kills Jolt, and sets up for Snorlax's sweep, giving it a little bit of extra health. But it was over at this point. So, really nice job. All the way up to 1900. Congratulations to HCLAT. So this next game is by Johnald. And here you see your first BL. It's Chansey. I don't think you're ever going to see it in OU just because it's worse Blissey. It's like this game, I want to skip through it quite a lot because it's in my opinion, it's like I wouldn't give my opinion, I suppose, but it's one of those stall teams where you just PP stall, and it's extremely slow. Like it starts quite nice, of course, nice bit of ice beam damage, but at some point I presumably will switch to it. Yeah. Two missed hypnosis happens, of course. It's a Thunder Wave on the Gengar, which is quite huge, especially in a long game. Another missed hypnosis. I don't know why you'd hypnosis the Starmie. This opponent is only 1534. So he just lets go to Gengar. So that just felt like a waste, but like I said, way lower ladder than 1800. Like it's night and day difference. It's the difference between being able to play properly in tournaments and just going, 0-2, 1-2. So from here I'm going to skip. Just gets the spike. Gets a bit of spike damage, but no sand to keep it up. But he needs that. Yeah, look at that. Just switching. Gets the perts. Well, I suppose I can look at that, but it was quite low before. It's already 45. So it really didn't need that much just to get it. The Duck Trio doesn't even kill. So it is very impressive to get to 1800 with a team like this. Like this game is a bit of a doozy, so Uh, it definitely deserves some skips. Yeah, look at this. Switch, switch, switch. Doesn't do anything. Turn 80. This Raikou is doing something. Becomes the Regice. Thunderbolt into explode. Psych up. Well, that's really funny. That's funny. And with that, the Raikou is gone. So I would like to congratulate Johnald. His team is in the description as well. It is a very nice job to get up there, and what's more, to get here, HCLAT said he would give whoever else wins the money that he won if they win without using any of the Pokemon that he used. So any of the Pokemon from this team you can use, and Johnald made it work. So really nice job. Congratulations to both you. You're legends. I'm sorry you didn't get the money, but let it be a lesson to anyone else. Get the money first, and then and then start your challenge. This was Alex. Thanks for watching.